In this lesson, we'll review a sentence completion problem. It's part of the critical reading section. We're on page 662, question 3 out of 8. So this is early in this section. This is actually an easy question, and I haven't done too many of these if you've watched these lessons, mostly medium to hard. But I thought this was a fair question, and also we could build vocab in the wrong answer choices. In rock climbing, survival depends as much on blank, the ability to perceive without conscious reasoning, as on physical strength. Before we look at the choices, let's get in the habit of looking for the key words and predicting the answer. So in rock climbing, the survival depends on blank. Here's the key phrase: the ability to perceive without conscious reasoning, as much on that as on physical strength. So we want a synonym for the ability to perceive without conscious reasoning. So it's sort of like following, let's say, instinct or some type of just feeling, right, without actually consciously reasoning it. So let's look at the answer choice. This is not a hard question. Hopefully you could find the answer right away, but let's look at the wrong choices as well. Autonomy is a really common word, and you hear this a lot with countries. A country who's autonomous is independent or sovereign, self-governing. A person can be autonomous, meaning just self-sufficient or independent. That is not the ability to perceive without conscious reasoning. It's nothing to do with instinct, so that's out. Incoherent. So to be coherent is logical or consistent. So incoherent is just the opposite. It's to sort of be nonsensical, to be unreasonable or not correctly reasoning. Again, this is not the choice. It has nothing to do with instinct, and so that's out. X and X. And let's go ahead to D. Now, sophistry is a good word. You may not know this, but sophistry is definitely a negative charged term. Sophistry is, you hear this a lot in logic. It's really a false argument. It's to be specious or spurious. We've also had the word to equivocate. To equivocate is to be ambiguous, almost to intentionally mislead. They're not exactly the same, but they're pretty close. All these are false words. Another good word for false is apocryphal, and that comes from the Bible, the false teaching. Apocryphal is another synonym for false, so that's out. Inconsistent or illogical. Could almost put that a little bit with incoherent, not the same, but these are definitely both out in B and D. And by the way, the opposite of sophistry would be something that is truthful, and if you see the root ver, like verify, verisimilitude, verdict, veracity, those are all truth words. Receptivity, it pretty much is what it sounds like. If a person has a receptive mind, they're very quick to perceive. Or receptivity, it's really the ability to receive information or ideas quickly. It's not instinct. I think obviously we know the answer is intuition. It's sort of a gut feeling. It's not to consciously reason, just a feeling. And I'll give you a couple other good words. We know instinct, intuition, and one more great word is a visceral feeling. Viscera, this is a little bit, has its origins in anatomy. Your visceral organs are in your abdomen, in your gut. So you've heard that phrase, to go with your gut. That's exactly the origin, to sort of trust a feeling without actually consciously reasoning. All right, the answer here is C. See you next time. Thanks for watching.